Hello everyone, in this video we are going to be learning how to work Photoshop from the very start. First things first, when you open Photoshop you will be greeted with something like this. This is the home page of Photoshop. Mine has a bunch of pics right here that you'll notice yours might not have this, since either you just started or they might be completely different. Do not fret, these are my previous projects that Photoshop saved for me in case I need them. Let me show you just an example. If I click on open and then choose my image, and then just go to this X icon right here which will close it, you'll see that Photoshop actually saved it for me. Now, in order to actually start working in Photoshop, go to its logo, this one right here, and click on it. This will bring you to your workspace. If you want to go back to home, just click on this icon here that is shaped like a house, and it will take you back to the home screen. Click on the icon again. Now, this is your workspace. These are all your tools and options. Don't feel too intimidated. You're going to learn how to use each and every one bit by bit. Now yours might not look exactly the same as mine, and that's okay. There is no need to worry. Just go to the windows in the above panel and then Workspace. Here you will see there are many things, but you're going to click on Essentials Default, which will get your workspace to look similar to mine. Here is a thing to note while using Photoshop. If you drag things out of their original places like this, or just putting them at certain places makes it easier for you to work, but if you also accidentally close them and then panic since you can't see nor use them anymore, don't worry, just go back to Windows and Workspace. However, this time you'll see that clicking on Essentials doesn't really do anything to your workspace. For this, go down to Reset Essentials and click on that. By doing so, all your essentials will be back in their place. Now you can just open any photo like this and start whatever work you have on it and then save it. However, most of the time you're going to need a specific ratio for your image. For example, if I want to make a YouTube thumbnail, since this is on YouTube, I can't just take whatever image and then just start working on it. I need an image with a certain ratio, and in order to have that, I'm going to go to File and New. Now over here you'll see the recents. These are the ones that you have used previously. These are mine, but if you see on the top, Photoshop already has a bunch of presets for you to use in different devices, etc. Just look through these. If any of these match your requirements, then just use them. However, in the case that they don't, you can always make your own canvas. On the side, you'll see that it shows you the height and width of your canvas. Hence, you're going to change these to whatever requirements you need. Over here, you'll also see portrait and landscape mode that will change your width and height. You'll also see things like resolution and other things. Just leave them be on default. Photoshop usually handles them for you. Once you're done, just click Create, which will give you your own canvas, and you can start your work. Okay, now that the basic boring stuff is out of the way, we are going to learn what layers are. Layers are basically tools used to keep things separate. They allow you to work on an image without damaging or destroying it. Like for example, if I use this brush tool here, I can't move it, but I can undo it by going to Edit and Undo. However, if you have done more than one thing, undo will not save you. So it's better to use a new layer by going on the new layer option right here. Now click on the layer and then start working on it. So now, if I make another brush stroke like that, and then try to move it again using the Move tool, I actually can. And if I want to just get rid of it, I can click on the layer, drag it to the trash icon on the screen, and it will delete. So layers allow you to work non-destructively by making sure each and everything is separate and editable, even on a later date. To better demonstrate this, I'm going to be opening an image and we are going to be doing a fun activity with the help of layers. So I'll just go to File, Open, and then click on my photo. Now that I have my photo, I am going to duplicate my layer by right-clicking on it, and there, Duplicate Layer. It's going to ask for a name, and I'm going to name it Auto Tune. Duplicating a layer basically does what it says. It gives you a copy of your layer, and now this layer is on top of your original image. Now, just a fun thing. If you go to Image and then Auto Tone, you'll see how the photo changes. This photo is on top of your original one. So if I want to see how my original layer looked like, I can just click on this eye thingy right here, and by clicking on it, I make the layer invisible, which allows me to see the background layer. Clicking on the eye again will make it visible again. Now I'm going to duplicate this layer one more time by right-clicking and choosing Duplicate Layer. And this one I'm going to name as Auto Color. Real quick, You don't need to name your layers, but doing it keeps everything clean and organized. Going to Image, and this time Auto Color. There we go. If we click on the eyeball, we can see the difference between these. You can just repeat this process again for auto contrast. Now let's say I wanted auto contrast underneath a layer. The way I would do that is by clicking on the layer and holding it and dragging. When you do so, you'll see this blue line appearing. This here is the indication of where it would be placed. So if I let go here, it will drop it here. So just click, hold, drag and drop to wherever you want your layers to be. This will take a bit of practice, but with enough time doing it, you will get the hang of it. And that's our first lesson on Photoshop. Now just to recap a few things before we end it. Open Photoshop, go to Workspace by clicking on the PS icon. Window, Workspace, Essentials. And if you make any changes, then reset Essentials. You can create a new canvas by going to File and New. To open an image, go to File and then Open. Find the image in your files and click on Open. Duplicate the layer and go to Image for adjustments. Now I know this is all way too much for the first lecture, but I would advise you to open Photoshop and follow along with this video. Pause and rewind whenever you need to, and just practice these little steps. I would also like you to find an image, any for that matter, and do what I did for the layers and changing them. If you need help finding an image, then just search up stock photos, which will give you plenty of options to work with. And that's all for today. I'll see you all in the next one.